We have a story here at mymacabreroadtrip.com entitled Body Snatching Around the A75, Scotland's Haunted Road. And the anonymous author begins, taking a trip along Scotland's most haunted road was certainly not part of my plan. When I headed over to Dumfries and Galloway to see some body-snatching sites I've been wanting to visit for over 10 years. Let's head straight to the Dumfries story. Dumfries, St. Michael's and South Parish Church, lying 80 miles from Scotland's capital. The job of getting cadavers from Dumfries to the dissecting tables of Edinburgh or Glasgow would have required careful planning. Coaches disembarking from Dumfries left on a fairly regular basis, although Georgian travel was exceptionally slow. The coach from Dumfries to Glasgow was, for example, and the name of the coach was the Craigengillan, took nearly 14 hours for a one-way trip. Imagine the state of the cadaver after more than half a day. We know that many cadavers were discovered en route at various locations throughout the country, meaning shipping a corpse in this way was not without its problems, despite attempts to disguise any decomposition with bitter salts or pickled herring. But despite this, raids on graveyards far away from the teaching centers of Edinburgh and Glasgow were still carried out, and Dumfries, having a large population, would have provided a lucrative business for the right people. The graveyard at St. Michael's in South is one of those sites where something captures your interest at every turn. From Memento Mori to the links with Robert Burns, it's incredibly easy to lose a few hours here and not even realize it. The body-snatching relics at this site lay in the boundary wall itself, and you may quite easily have walked past them as you entered the kirkyard by way of the main steps. Dumfries watch houses. Whoa. There's a door right there. Look at that. Looks like two snaps of one on each side of the steps. They really should have put them opposite though. Like this one over here and that one over there. Because they probably do face each other. Would have been nice to see them facing each other. These two rather nondescript sentry-style boxes, either side of the entrance steps, are thought to be a form of watch house, although they look to be a rather tight squeeze. The anonymous author writes, I have a tendency to agree with other body-snatching enthusiasts about this site, and that the watch houses were more likely to be linked to ceremonial affairs, rather than for keeping the watch dry while they waited for body snatchers. The site itself is of great importance, and both church and graveyard are A-listed sites. Keep a lookout for the Robert Burns Mausoleum toward the middle of the site, as well as the Covenanters Memorial, and the mass grave for those who died in the cholera epidemic, which spread through the town in September 1832, killing 421. This is one of those sites where you see something new every time you visit, and I guarantee I won't be leaving it another 10 years before I come again. Dumfries and the last sighting of William Hare. You can't pay a visit to Dumfries and not be told the story of William Hare and his failed journey back to his homeland in Ireland. William Hare disappeared suddenly without a trace, his last sighting being on his way to Annan. But still people ask, over 190 years later, whatever happened to William Hare? Having been pardoned for his part in the Edinburgh murders in 1828, it is said that Hare was trying to make his way back to his homeland when he was spotted along the route at Noble House. By the time he arrived in Dumfries, there was little to no hope that his journey would remain a secret. And the last true sighting of the notorious hare was as he was heading east out of Dumfries on Annan Road. With plenty of rumors being suggested about his last movements, it's hard to pick a favorite. But personally, I suspect he didn't get too far away from Dumfries. Nestled in the heart of Dumfries, in the hidden treasure that is the hidden treasure that is Dumfries Museum, where lies a body-snatching relic I've been wanting to visit for nearly 10 years. Tucked nearly out of sight amongst a number of man-traps, and kept above the exhibition cabinets on the first floor. Unless you knew it was there, this relic could easily be missed. The Mort safe here may not be as familiar to you as the hard, solid frames that you see hanging in the Lynchgate at Ayr, or the iron over coffins that can be found in Aberfoyle, Stirlingshire. The style of Mort safe you'll see here was designed to be buried along with the coffin and basically stay there. Consisting of just a few rudimentary iron bars, this device literally did clamp around the coffin, the owner having every intention of staying put. I guess that's this box right here. And it's too bad you couldn't get a longer shot of that.